So it might be kind of hard to see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to take and clip this wire and this wire and this wire. They each individually have power. Now we're going to take our handy dandy wire stripper here and we're going to strip off the ends. And just for my OCD here, I'm going to clip that and strip that. Take our heat shrink. Just like that. Put it all on our ends here. The whole premise of doing this instead of just running it, so that if one fuse goes out or one wire goes. All right. So now, take it. All that, if you can get it here. Come on. Focus. There. So now those are all done. Besides, I'm gonna go over here. See if we can find my torch. Ah, there it is. All right, and that is that. All done. If you didn't see before, these are switches that I'm putting in. Some, I shouldn't say cheap, but their whole switch panel is probably about $22. Came over on the boat, of course, but it has a nice metal bracket for it, and the switches seem like they're fairly good. So right here, so I'm going to take this switch out here for these lights. That's what I originally got this panel for, because I'm going to have lights going up on a basket up here once I actually get that, which I have the other lights over there on the other side. So this is actually going to go right here. So I'm going to take and I'm going to trim this out. It should fit if I just take out this inside of the cubby. This switch is going to come out. I may have to trim this side a little bit, but we will see. And I will be right back as soon as I get done doing that. So now, getting back to it, so this is the old switch. I'm actually going to use the wire off of this switch. So it's going to be this wire off the switch. So that's my fused ignition. So I'm going to use that as my signal wire. And then here is the fuse block that I'm using. So this is where the power is going to go to, and then this is where the power out is going to come. So I'm gonna come over here, unless I can grab it. There it is. So this, essentially, I'll set this like this. So the yellow wire in the back here, that is gonna be my power in. So this is what we're gonna run. This wire here is gonna be my signal wire, which, like I just showed you, that's gonna be my signal wire. I'm gonna plug it into here from the fuse block. That is literally just to turn the relay on. The back wire here, so the yellow wire back here, this one is gonna be my 12 volt in. When it's switched, this will be my 12 volt out. So this is gonna get straight battery power put to it. It's not gonna get turned on until the signal wire is engaged. And then you got your ground wire here. So power in, power out to the fuse block, and then your ground wire, signal wire. So that's how we're gonna run it for this fuse block. Gonna have to run battery power from the actual battery, so I have a full 12 volts coming to this thing. But yeah, should be pretty sweet. All right, so now that we got all that hooked up, if you can see back there a little bit, let's see if I can get a light. That's where I have the relay mounted. And then we have the wire connected for the power in. Now all we gotta do, and I got the signal wire connected, grounded out. And so now all we need to do is run our power wire from the battery with the rod that I just made through the firewall. Stab myself with this damn thing. So run it from the power side down through the wire loom that I already have here, and down here, can't really see too well down there, through the firewall down there to get our power to our relay. Well, that was a ton of fun, which I really don't feel like having to do again. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I hope so. It's kind of hard to get it to stay up here. I got a little concoction of what the hell I'm doing. I'm gonna cut this wire, strip that said wire, and put an end on it. I'm gonna do that, just like that. Grip it. Just like that. I'm gonna take this end because I really don't feel like having some angled end on there. Cut it. Strip it. Put a female end on there. We're going to crimp it. Come on, collaborate. There you go. Crimp it. Put some heat shrink on it. We will be good to go for that. Now, we get to go to the front. Take the power wire we just ran. Make sure it's on the routing that we wanted to do it. Get an approximate length where we want to route it. Take it, snip it right off there, and I'm gonna take and you can see it kind of crimp. I always like doing it this way too because you get a nice tight crimp on there. Just like that. You can see it. Come on. Focus. Nice tight crimp on there. I'm gonna slide the heat shrink up. All the way up. About there. And grab the torch. Hit it with some heat. And that's all good to go. And you're good to go. I got that. We'll have to stick that down in there somewhere. But we should now have battery power. So we're gonna take our heat shrink. We're gonna put it on there too. Grab that and that and that. Put the heat shrink on there just for the fact that these wires would just kind of be floating. Dropped it for a second. My bad. So these wires are going to be floating here for whatever amount of time. Take and put some there. Man, I'm doing awful here. Forgot my tripod at home. All right, one in there. Other end, right there. All right, just gonna get these shrunk up right away here. That. Connect them together. And when we turn the ignition on, we should have 12 volt power right there. So I'm gonna go grab my test light. I'm gonna put ground here, so I always use, normally always works. See, right now says nothing. Okay, so we're gonna take test leads. Take your test leads. Take the red one and connect it to here. I'm going to take the other side of the red one, connect it to the other end of my test light. And then, so let's get a better connection there. when I put the key in the ignition and turn it on, it should have 12 volts. So, recap. My bad, Bluetooth connected to the phone, but recap. This right here, you're gonna run this battery power to the yellow side, so the back side of your relay. I'm gonna grab that. Let me see. I'll pull this relay out here. So you see the back side of this relay. So 87 is gonna be your main, right there, main power in. 30 is gonna be your main power, or it's gonna be your power out to whatever you're gonna have a switch ignition to. And I believe 86 is gonna be your switch ignition, so your signal wire. And then 85 is gonna be your ground. I'm gonna put that back in. So that is how you're gonna run that. So that, plug my first switch in. I'll take this off of here. I'll put it on here. I'll ground it out. Come on. Ground it out. So that's grounded now. So that's gonna go to this one right here. Not. All right. So we're gonna put our 20 amp in that first slot. For this one, I'm gonna turn this light off. I'm actually going to turn my Bluetooth off. So now, should be, that will turn on that switch for your zombie lights. So I'm gonna do this individually for every single one of these, and then we're gonna put it in there, make it all pretty. Probably won't find anything pretty with that because that's just a big fucking hole. But that is how you do it to run a switched ignition fuse block with a relay for your wiring, your lighting. You can also do this for I mean, you don't have to do it for full battery power, but I recommend just doing it on a relay with a signal wire and switched ignition signal wire, because it'll save you in the long run. I mean, you can always figure out what to do, and you can just run that signal wire from your fuse block. You can't really see what I have, but they make things that you can put in there, so you don't have to splice wires. I will be right back with you as soon as I get everything all buttoned up into the vehicle. So finally, all done. Sorry for the dinging. Turn this off here. Everything is done. These are all the switches that I have put in here. This is where it's mounted. It's probably not mounted all that great. Well, level, I should say. But it'll get the job done. I still have my adjustable pedals, which, you know, I don't really use, but I want it to be functional anyways. This is how the fuse block is mounted up. Like I said, ignition power, all my 20 amp fuses, a fuse for each one of my switches. And that is going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's probably a long-winded, not very exciting video, but the next one is probably going to be something a little bit more exciting. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one.